أفي الشريك عن الإله فليس لي رب سوى المتفرد الوهابي.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا وسيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما، اللهم آمين. So as per usual, inshallah ta'ala, in every Saturday after Salatul Dhuhr, we study Umdatul Ahkam. Umdatul Ahkam is a book of Hadith a book of Hadith or Fiqh Sunnah. It's a book of, the author has compiled all of the Ahadith in Ahkam. Ahkam meaning the halal and the haram of the Sharia. And today, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be starting Babul Witr, the chapter of Al-Witr. But before we start the chapter of Al-Witr, I would like to talk about a very important issue, which is, what is the ruling on celebrating Halloween? As you know, my brothers, Allah Azza wa Jal, He created all of us for one purpose, and that purpose is for worship, to worship Him. Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created the jinn and mankind except to worship me. And worship is Tawheed. Worship is Tawheed. So the reason why we were put on this earth is for La ilaha illallah. And all of the prophets and the messengers, they to invite their people to La ilaha illallah. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. And we have sent to every people, to every nation, a messenger, calling them to worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal and abstaining or moving far away or stopping shirk and not committing or not associating partners with Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن قَبْلِكَ مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنَا فَاعْبُدُونَ. And I have not sent before you a messenger, except that messenger, Allah instructed that messenger, told that messenger to call his people to La ilaha illallah. And Allah Azza wa Jal, He created everything for La ilaha illallah. He created the heavens and the earth for Tawheed. Allah Azza wa Jal, He sent the prophets and messengers for Tawheed. So Tawheed means to single out Allah Azza wa Jal in worship. And everything that you do, there has to be Tawheed in it. So as an example, you just prayed Salatul Dhuhr now, and Salatul Dhuhr, you prayed this salah for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. But if you had prayed this salah for other than Allah Azza wa Jal, or so that other people may praise you, then this salah would not have been accepted. So in order for salah, for your prayer, in order for your ibadah, for your worship to be accepted by Allah Azza wa Jal, then this ibadah, this worship must contain La ilaha illallah. It must contain Tawheed. Jameel. The opposite of Tawheed is shirk. And shirk is associating partners with Allah Azza wa Jal. Shirk is associating partners with Allah Azza wa Jal. And any act of worship that is mixed with shirk, if shirk mixes with any act of worship, then this act of worship becomes invalid. It's not accepted anymore. Just like, for example, if you had a pure drinking water, just like you had pure drinking water, and you mix this water with a impure substance, like a drop of urine. Urine is something that's is najasa, it's impure. So if you mix something that's pure with something that's impure, then are you allowed to make wudu or drink this water? No, you're not. That means this water now has become impure. Similarly, your act of worship, the salah that you pray, when you recite the Quran, for example, if you give in charity, all of these are examples of acts of worship. Fasting, for example, if you mix any of this ibadah, any of this worship, if you mix any shirk with this ibadah, then this ibadah is not going to be accepted by Allah Azza wa Jal. Not only is it not going to be accepted by Allah, but you will also be very sinful. And whoever dies upon shirk, then this person enters Jahannam, enters the fire. Whoever dies upon Tawheed, upon La ilaha illallah, this person mada enters Jannah. The most beloved of people to Allah Azza wa Jal are the people of Tawheed. And the most despised and the most hated people to Allah are the people of shirk. Tawheed equals justice. Shirk equals injustice, oppression. Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, Inna shirka la dhulmun azim. Indeed, shirk is a grave oppression, is a grave dhulm. So, Allah created you. He's the one who clothed you. He's the one who gave you food and drink. Allah is the one who gave you a roof over your head. He's the one who gave you everything you possess today. He's the one who allows you to breathe. He's the one who allows you to see. He's the one who gave you all of these bounties and all of these blessings. So if you worship other than Him, la shakka, is this not injustice? I'm asking you, is this not injustice? What is injustice? Yes. People? Shirk. Injustice is dhulm, my brothers. Do you know what dhulm is? Do you know what oppression is? Let's say you're walking down the street and someone mugs you and takes your money. Takes everything, he says to you, give me all your money. And you're afraid of this person. If you don't give them your money, they're going to beat you up. What they have done is injustice. Does that make sense? This is dhulm. What they did was oppression. They oppressed you. They did something bad to you. Okay? So that's just one example of injustice. Allah Azza wa Jal, when you worship others besides Allah, if you make dua to other than Allah, or if you, for example, prostrate to other than Allah, this is the worst form of injustice. Why is this the worst form of injustice? Limada? Why? Why is this bad? Is this good? So why is it bad? Why is it bad to make dua to the dead? Go to the graveyard method and make dua to the dead. Why is this shirk? Why is this bad? Yes?
Because we should only be worshipping Allah, because Allah made us for the sole purpose of worshiping.
Ahsant. Because Allah created us to worship Him. This worship, if we give it to other than Allah, anything other than Allah, even if we give it to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we have committed shirk. What is the punishment of shirk? Yes. Jahannam is the punishment of shirk. And what is shirk? What is shirk? Yes.
Worshipping someone else other than Allah.
Worshipping others besides Allah. This is shirk. Okay? And giving the rights of Allah to other than Allah is shirk. Let me give you one simple example. Imagine you grow up and you become a father. All of you inshallah will become fathers, right? You have a child. You've nurtured that child. You feed the child. You clothe the child. The child becomes strong. The child becomes a teenager. Then they become a man. And all of this time you've been teaching this child everything. They are your son. You've given them everything. Everything you have, you've given it to them. Then when they reach the age of 25, someone asks them and says to them, who is your father? Who is the one who clothed you and who raised you? And they said, oh, I raised myself. No one raised me. Or they say they point to someone else and they don't even acknowledge you. How would you feel? How do you feel? Would you be okay with this? You're not going to be okay with this. This is oppression, right? Similarly, Allah Azza wa Jal, He's the one who put you on this earth. He's the one who clothed you. He's the one who fed you. He's the one who gave you a mother and a father. He's the one who gave you a house. He's the one who put a roof over your head. Okay? You're sitting here now all healthy, right? Are you in pain? This healthiness, this feeling that you feel, where you're very healthy and you're not feeling any pain, who should you thank for all of this? Allah Azza wa Jal. How should you thank Allah? By praying to Him and by worshipping Him. Okay? If you give it to other than Allah, what have you done? You've committed shirk. And whoever dies upon shirk goes where? Jahannam. Whoever dies upon Tawheed goes where? Jannah. What is Tawheed? Yeah.
When you do afkar after salah.
That's an example of Tawheed. Tawheed. Good answer though. Tawheed is to, memorize this, is to single out Allah Azza wa Jal in worship. To single out Allah Azza wa Jal in worship. To only worship Allah. That is Tawheed. And what does La ilaha illallah mean? Who knows the meaning of La ilaha illallah? Ant? Yes, you.
La ilaha illallah means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to obey him.
No. What does La ilaha illallah mean?
There is no God to worship but Allah.
There is no close. Yes.
There is no God but Allah.
La. That's not the meaning of La ilaha illallah. Yes. Huh? La. Yes.
There's only one God and Muhammad.
That's not what La ilaha illallah means.
There's no one worthy of worship except Allah.
Ahsant. There is no God. There is no ilah worthy of being worshipped except Allah. What does this mean? ما معنى هذا? Yeah.
It means you can only pray and worship Allah but only Him.
Ahsant. It means that let me ask you a question. People nowadays, they worship many things, right? Many people worship many things, right? So, مثلا, some people worship cows. Is a cow worthy of being worshipped? Okay. Other people, they worship, for example, the sun. Is the sun worthy of being worshipped? Some people, they worship the moon. Is the moon worthy of being worshipped? Should the moon be worshipped? No, it shouldn't be worshipped. Okay, why is the sun and the moon, why are they not worthy of being worshipped? Why? Lima, why should we not? Imagine someone now who worships the sun and the moon. They come up to you in school and they say to you, why should I not worship the sun and the moon? Look at how powerful the sun is. It gives us light in the daytime. And the moon gives us light in the nighttime. And look how beautiful the moon is. And look how big it is. Why should we not worship the sun and the moon? What will be your response? Yes.
Because there's only one God but Allah and
No. La.
because they haven't provided anything for you. Allah's the one who provided everything for you.
That's one answer. That's a correct answer. Because they haven't provided anything for you. Any other correct answers? Good. Yes.
Allah created them. So
Because they themselves are created by Allah. That's the second right answer. Any other right answers? Yeah.
Just giving you light.
Because they just give you light. They don't give you anything else. Correct. Yes. Because let me give you another answer.
It's not going to live forever. For example, on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, right?
Yeah.
It will explode.
Ahsant. So the sun and the moon, okay, are deficient. Naqis. You know what naqis means? What is naqis? What's naqs? What's deficiency? Huh? What's something that's not complete? What do you call something that's not complete? Naqis. You call it naqis in Arabic. You call it deficient in English. Okay? The sun and the moon are not complete. They're deficient. Okay? The sun only gives light in the daytime. Where does it go at night? It disappears. Right? How can your God and your ilah hakada just disappear? Where is the moon in the daytime? So they are deficient. They are creations. Does that make sense? So they were created by Allah Rabbul Alameen. So if they were created by Allah Azza wa Jal, So we shouldn't worship something that's created, but we should worship the creator, the Khaliq. Does that make sense? So that's why we only worship Allah, because Allah Azza wa Jal, He is the most complete. Allah, His power is unlimited, it's infinite. Allah Azza wa Jal is ala kulli shay'in qadir. He is capable of everything. He is the most self-sufficient. You know what self-sufficient means?
Like you birthed everything.
Allah does not need anything, but everything needs Him. Does that make sense? Allah Azza wa Jal does not need anything. He doesn't need anyone. He has no son. He has no father. Allah Azza wa Jal is the most complete. He has always been present, and He will always be present. But everything else has a limit. The sun has not been around for all of eternity. The moon has not been around for all of eternity. The sun will die. So will the moon. Everything dies except Allah Azza wa Jal. He is everlasting. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's why we worship Allah Rabbul Alameen. Jameel. So nowadays what some people do is they celebrate Halloween. Okay? And Halloween is something that people celebrate. It is a pagan festival. Why do people celebrate Halloween? Because they believe that on the 31st of October, that's when Halloween is, right?
Yes.
31st, what's the date today?
29.
29. So Halloween is in what? In 2 days, right?
Monday.
Is on Monday, right? So when people celebrate Halloween, they believe that on the 31st of October, this day is when the spirits, they descend on the earth. Evil spirits come down on the earth, and they believe that these spirits, they will do something bad to people. They will cause mischief. So you know what are some things that people do to celebrate Halloween? Things like what? What do people do?
Scare people?
They scare people. What else?
Wear costumes.
Wear costumes. What else do they do?
Get candy.
They get candy. Yes. Trick or treating. What else? Lighting candles, right? They light candles. Okay. All of these things, my brothers, there is something behind them. There is a meaning behind them. So they believe that lighting candles protects them from evil spirits. Let me ask you a question. As a Muslim, what can protect you? Who can protect you?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Allah Azza wa Jal. So if you believe that something else can protect you besides Allah,
That's a shirk.
that's shirk. You've committed shirk. Does that make sense? Yeah? If you light candles and you believe that these candles are going to protect you besides Allah Azza wa Jal, this is shirk. If you believe in trick or treating, this is shirk. If you celebrate Halloween, this is shirk. So celebrating Halloween is haram. It's shirk. It's impermissible. We are not allowed to celebrate Halloween. In Islam, we have 2 festivals and we have 2 Eids. What are they? Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr. So this is why celebrating Halloween is considered haram and is considered shirk. Jameel. So let